Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. He dreamed and built one of the great corporations of all time. Can you think of a better guide to take us on a tour through the legendary business builders, people who built cultures of organizations that lasted long after they had left the scene? Probably the kind of business that you want to build. The first stop on our journey will be the plant where Henry Ford created the modern industrial corporation and sparked a vision that transformed our world. While we're there, we'll also learn how the difference between being an owner and being an investor saved the Ford Motor Company during the most recent recession. Our second lesson is a visit to Tom Watson Sr., the man who took a ragtag little company selling clocks and scales and built international business machines. And the insight he had is that corporate culture can be an incredible and sustained source of competitive advantage. And we'll see how Watson used process and structure to create a cultural blueprint that propelled that company to global domination up until the early 90s, and that saved the company from extinction when it finally got into trouble at that time, and brought it back to where it is today, again, a global powerhouse. Our next stop is with Robert Wood Johnson, the man who wrote what is to this day considered one of the greatest statements of corporate values ever, the J&J Credo. And we'll see how values clarity can create the cultural toughness you need to have to work your way through even the most difficult times. And we'll see how creating that cultural buy-in, that values buy-in, establishes a workforce that will be loyal forever. On our next stop, we visit Ray Kroc, and we see how his commitment to building solid relationships created a culture of ownership that insiders actually call McFamily, this interweaving of company and suppliers and franchisees into one virtual unit. And we'll see how the gravity of trust holds this whole company together the way gravity holds our solar system together. And we'll learn how you can build that kind of trust into your organization. Every leader that we'll meet on this journey understood the power of stories and symbols and rituals to create corporate culture, but nobody more effectively than Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard. And the way they used Bill and Dave's stories to shape the HP way, the culture of Hewlett Packard, created a global leader in their industry and also a role model for every other company, which is why they show up in books like In Search of Excellence and Built to Last. If you ask 100 people, what is it you least like to do, I'll guarantee you 99 of them are going to say sales. So how is it that Mary Kay Ash was able to build one of the most enthusiastic and effective sales forces in the entire world using people who don't like to sell? Well, I'll tell you, she helped people achieve their own personal and professional success by building on a foundation of character strength. And in this stop, you'll learn how you can do that as well. Can you imagine a world without Post-it notes? Me either. At this stop, we'll see how William McKnight created at 3M one of the world's leading generators of innovative ideas, and we'll see how you can tap into the genius and the creativity of the people in your organization. The great management guru Peter Drucker said that you should treat all of your people like volunteers because they really are. Anybody in your organization could find another job somewhere else. And you know, nobody ever tapped into that volunteer spirit more effectively than Millard Fuller, founder of Habitat for Humanity. And in this final stop, we'll learn how you can spark that sense of ownership that transcends just having a job, really taking ownership for the work by treating your people as if they were volunteers.
Mr. Whitaker, Mr. Disney's in the car. Do you have some bags?
I don't have any bags. You can see they're all invisible.
Okay.
Let's go meet Mr. Disney.
You bet.
Walt's waiting for us. Building a culture of ownership is a great journey. You ready for the ride? Let's go.